He sat silently next to his 4 children as they watched television, puzzled as to why life was so unkind. His wife had left 2 nights before, and he would have pursued her if he hadn't had a job or their children to care for. A notification appeared on his phone, jolting him out of his reverie. He picked up his phone, not realizing how drastically things would change. Throughout the duration of his marriage, Adam Woodsmith had been content with his life. He immediately knew Lucy was the woman of his dreams when he first met her. It was love at first sight. Lucy personified all Adam desired in a wife. She not only shared his tastes and values, but she also exuded a kind of love he'd never experienced before. So when the notification came through on his cell phone, he knew that responding to it would mean the end of his marriage. Adam and Lucy were blessed with a picture-perfect life. They had good-paying jobs, an amazing house filled with 5 lovely children. They had everything they ever wanted. They had 2 beautiful teenage daughters, and then triplets consisting of 2 girls and a boy. The Woodsworths were a picture-perfect family until tragedy struck. Adam was busy with work when his wife called him. According to Lucy, their son was sent home due to having a high fever and horrible ear pain. What was intended to be a minor concern threw Adam and Lucy's lives into disarray. It threw them into several years of intensive operations for Robbie, who was only 7 years old at the time. But what was the matter with him? When Adam was informed about what was happening with their son Robbie, Lucy had already rushed him to the emergency room. The doctors could not pinpoint what exactly was wrong with him, but they knew it wasn't just a mere ear infection. Robbie was immediately hospitalized. He could see his family and friends occasionally, but the hospital would be his new home. Robbie's doctor informed Adam and Lucy of the boy's condition a week after he was taken to the hospital. Leukemia, the doctor stated. The doctor's diagnosis made Adam's heart sink. As the doctors continued to speak, he remained at Robbie's door, his vision clouded by tears. Lucy had stayed by Robbie's side all day, exhausted from doing tasks and staying the evening with him. Adam was well aware that their lives would be anything but ordinary. The Woodsworth family experienced a lot of change as a result of Robbie's condition. They set aside a significant portion of their salary for Robbie's treatment. Adam and Lucy also took up part-time employment to help support their kids. Lucy told Adam that they didn't have enough money to pay for Robbie's next treatment. Adam was lost in thought when his phone vibrated. Adam was in charge of managing the household while Lucy took care of Robbie. This allowed the pair to adequately divide their time between work, taking care of their daughters, and spending time with Robbie. Adam was daydreaming about spending time with his wife and son when he received the text message. He wanted nothing more than to take his daughters to be with them. Tensions were high, and he needed the support of his wife. His phone vibrating abruptly pulled him from his thoughts. Adam took out his phone and unlocked it. He glanced at it for a moment, puzzled as to why he'd received a message from a strange number. Adam opened the message, assuming it was from one of Robbie's physicians or Lucy, who had reached out to him using a different phone. His head tilted back in surprise at what he discovered. He wasn't the intended recipient of the communication. A young woman had sent Adam the SMS, but Adam had never met her. In her message, she'd included 2 photographs, each of which sparked Adam's interest. An elegant dark blue gown was worn by the lady in the pictures. 2 photos were taken, one from the front, one from the back. Despite Adam's suspicions, he scrolled down to read the lady's message. The lady was asking for the recipient's opinion on the gown. Adam stared at the picture for a while, realizing that the girl was probably searching for the perfect prom dress. He set his phone aside to ponder the matter. The text wasn't meant for him, and he had other things to worry about. Would he go out of his way to reply to something that had nothing to do with him? Adam called his daughters, explaining the situation before asking them what they thought about the dress. His eldest daughters deemed it one of the best gowns they'd ever seen. The little ones graded it as pretty, a grade they rarely gave out as per Adam's experience. With his answers in tow, Adam quickly drafted his response, not knowing his family lay in the balance. Adam sent his answer, telling the lady that though she'd sent her text to the wrong number, he and his daughters thought the dress was perfect and she should pick it. He went to sleep that night, but when he woke up in the morning, his life was no longer his. Adam was trending on Facebook and Twitter, with his reply on full display. But that wasn't the most unbelievable part. Through the power of the internet, people worldwide dug through Adam's social network profiles, learning about his family. They noted his wins and losses, praising him for taking the time to reply to the girl's text. People opened an account for donations meant for little Robbie. They vowed to put a smile on the Woodsworth family as they had done for the stranger who sent the text. But it didn't stop there. The donations came in heaps, surpassing what the Woodsworth needed for Robbie. Looking to honor such an uplifting venture, Adam turned the donation account into a charity for kids who needed cancer treatment in his state. The donations kept coming in. With Robbie on his way to recovery, the cash helped hundreds of kids all over the state. To think, it all started with a wholesome response to a random text.